Plus I got a 7 with a 454 in the hood. That bitch got 125 on the dash.
I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far.
Cause it's just another day in the life of the goddamn
I
ball.
don't make love, baby, we make magic. Come home with a thug, let's get shit.
Keith in the chat, Keith 47.
Do you think that's Keith?
He's asking what are the aquamarine chips.
So it's probably not him.
It could be him because he lost them all. Poor Keith.
Oh my God!
Those are $1,000 chips, and if you guys missed the first 3.5 minutes of the show, a guy lost a bunch of them.
Oh man. Josh has top 2 pair here. He's gonna win this hand. Nobody has anything. Oh, Greg has an open ender.
Yeah, Greg will play a little here.
Correction.
Greg.
Oh man, if Greg
raised it, Greg's throwing out the semi-bluff.
Wait, he just min-raised?
Yeah, it looks like it.
What?
This is like a limit poker play. If you get called, you know you're behind. You just take the free card. But you were going to play the hand anyway.
Yeah, but when someone bets 300, how often are they folding to a raise to 600?
Never. That's why it's a limit poker play.
So is he going to check the turn?
Yeah.
And then just think Josh is going to like get freezed and check back?
Or he could put no, because you can't really cap Josh's range here because Josh would just flat with a set here in a lot of spots. So he's just going to check behind. I mean,
just ship it, Greg.
I've been wrong 100% tonight.
Will Greg just ship it here?
No, Greg's just going to check behind.
No. Greg's out of position.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Check rate. He min-check.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. I was like, what do you mean a limit poker play? He's out of position.
Oh, then yeah, I have no clue. None of this. I'm like so freaking lost.
He's putting in a 1K chip here. He's betting 1,300 or something.
He's trying to rep
1,200.
He's trying to rep top set.
Josh is all in here, right?
But the problem is he can't rep a set here because Josh has all the sets blocked.
Josh is just calling. Wow, Josh is playing it like a boss here.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh no, no 6, no ace. Oh, that actually is gonna make it go check.
You haven't learned about not rooting for cards yet. You already have one guy boycott the show for life because you root for cards.
I'm just rooting for action.
Now for Greg,
for
Greg is going to come punch you in the face because you root for no 6, no ace. I'm kidding. I'm joking, obviously.
What did I say? Did I say no 6 or did I say 6?
You said no 6,
okay,
no ace. You're rooting against.
So as long as Josh doesn't hate me.
You're freaking rooting against Greg. Well, Josh's going to punch you anyway because you said that he's on scared money.
No, I can't
believe
that.
I can't believe that you've already
Come
said
on,
A.
You're putting words in my mouth. Stop
worse.
putting stuff in my
could
mouth.
Be a lot worse. You've already said Josh.
Wait, Greg just shoved? Oh my God.
Wow.
That's like the scariest river card. That's like the scariest river card.
It isn't that scary. Oh, it is. It's a spade. So it's but it's a backdoor spades.
I mean, of the river cards, that would scare Josh. That is the one. Like ace of spades.
Josh calls. Wow. Look at this. Remember what
Josh loves making these calls.
He does.
What a great call by Josh.
Remember what we were saying earlier about Josh Macciello? The guy has the heart of a lion. He is a serious hobbyist. He makes some mistakes in his aggression frequency, but in his sniffing out bets, like bullshit frequency, nobody's better at sniffing out bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
After a couple of limpers, Josh calls in the cutoff. Mosin calls as well. Danconia says, okay, why not?
Yeah, I mean, you live for 50. He's getting a great price.
I'll play ace-jack offsuit out of position.
Wow, and there is a cooler flop right there.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you've got top set for Josh, overpair for David, and Danconia with top pair, top kicker.
Motion with a middle pair.
Yeah, the problem with this board, I mean, you always, when you get a big raise and a couple of calls, is I hate ace-jack. I don't know what I want to flop. Do I want my jack? Do I want my ace? Are either good?
No, ace-jack offsuit's definitely, it gets a lot more troublesome the deeper you get.
Like now?
Yeah. Well, just, I don't know. It's hard to flop something that you love, but at the same time, you're going to be ahead a lot.
So that's the man with top set. He's got the nuts right now. How does he play it?
And he also has a very loose, aggressive image. So if Josh raises this right away, the money might go in. David says Josh is actually capable of making this raise with like king jack.
You know what, though? I don't think he is. I think he's got that image, but I don't think he is when the money's big. I think if you had 2,000 in front of him, it'd be a much different story. I don't think he's splashing 10K around. That's just my impression.
Well, he has raised David.
Right. I mean, obviously, we don't know. I mean, if he had ace 10 of clubs here, what would he do? Who knows? By the way, Danconia quickly folds ace jack.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bet and a raise. Ace jack just isn't going to stand up to opponents like that.
Well, at least, mistake didn't beget mistake.
Yeah.
We see that a lot.
And it's because Josh raised. If Josh just flatted, Danconia's in there. And who knows, an ace turns and Danconia goes broke.
Yeah, honestly, like if it goes bet and a call, like raising might be his best option. And I don't know how these guys play, but
Danconia's with ace jack.
Yeah, exactly. So then he gets in like a lot of trouble.
I think they're making it. By the way, this is no slight on the blue label, but these guys are playing. There's $43,000 on the table. This is a $100 bottle of blue label. Josh the 3-bet here. Josh looking for that bottle. Andy's not going anywhere. He's going to call. We don't know what Andy has. Oh, come on, Andy. Show us. I'm so curious. This is a 3-bet pot. 10 high flop, 2 diamonds. Josh just bombing away. Josh bets 900 into 1,300. Coffee Nub says, Tuckman, what is the purpose of raising if no one folds? And I'm assuming you're talking about pre-flop. Well, if you're raising with a value hand, you're raising to get value. Remember, if you raise, wow, did Andy just move all in? We don't know what he has, guys. What do you do with kings? What do you do with kings here? I mean, is Andy doing this with a set of deuces, a set of fours, a set of tens? A flush draw? What's he doing it with? What do you do if you're at home, guys? Well, that's a big shove, too. Josh has $4,600. Man, that's a huge shove. Josh turns his cards over, trying to get a read. This is not a tournament. Your cards are not dead. Your hand's not dead here. We've had kind of a rule that has been changing back and forth, where the floor man can come over and then you've got to act right away. Maybe Lyman can get rid of that rule. I think showing your cards is just gamesmanship. I mean, obviously not in a three-way pot, but in a heads-up situation like this, where why not? It's gamesmanship. I have no problem with it at all. So there's 2,200 in the pot, plus another 46. So we're talking about a $7,800 pot, 46 to call. It's a big shove. I don't think Josh is going to fold this. It's a really tough spot to fold. And I think they are calling. They're running it twice. Once again, we don't know what Andy has. Running 8, so diamond did not come there the first time. Diamond doesn't come on the second time, and the king comes. It's a great run out for Josh. And Josh is going to win them both. I was going to say, what a run out. The diamond doesn't come on either, and Josh hits the king. So just in case your opponent did flop a set, at worst, you're going 50-50. And instead, Josh is going to double up here. It's a huge hand for him.
Bryce makes it 80 with ace-10.
Bryce is also another guy who hasn't had a ton go his way today. Lyman was commenting on Sam's hair. I agree. You like Sam's hair?
A lot of people are talking about Sam's hair.
It's nice hair.
It's beautiful hair.
As a kid, I always wanted kind of like long hair.
You could still have long hair.
I can. I get the Jufro.
The Jufro, I don't know what that is.
It just goes out. Just goes up and out. I've always wanted that long hair.
You could straighten it, you know.
I don't think. I don't. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's curly hair. I just have thick hair, so it won't go long. Hey, what a flop for Bryce. He was the original raiser. He flops top pair with the ace of diamonds. He checks it. Josh flops to flush. I mean, Bryce is certainly not going to fold. Wow, goes check on the turn.
Wow.
Goes check on the turn.
I love Bryce's check raise on that flop. Even though we can see, obviously, that he's well behind. But
and now Bryce check raises all in on the river. Well, he doesn't think Josh would ever check back a flush. He doesn't think Josh would ever check back a flush. Josh's check back on the flush has induced this, but can he make the call?
Again, Josh is finding himself in a spot where he's under-repped his hand, and now he's confused himself. And oh my goodness, what went on here? I thought I was trapping, and did I get trapped? He's going to have to think through it in his head, and I think Bryce played it in such a great way. I was going to finish saying I love that check raise on the flop because it really confounds your opponents. Mostly people are just betting. You know, they raise pre-flop, and then they just bet jam, especially if they hit flop like this. They're never allowing their opponent to see a free card, so they're going to bet. Bryce check raise is amazing, especially in this spot against this hand. Again, it's like if you could see the hands, it's like they played it beautifully.
I mean, Josh is not supposed to have a flush here.
No.
I mean, who checks back a flush? Who just calls a check raise and then checks back the turn, the flush?
And so Bryce thinks, Josh backed into something like a jack, maybe jack 10. Maybe Bryce thinks he can get him off 2 pair here. At any rate, however big a hand he thinks Josh has, he definitely doesn't think it's a flush.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think Bryce might even think, maybe I can get him to fold 2 pair. This is a very courageous play by Bryce that I think is going to work against most players. If Josh realizes that he under-repped his hand, he'll call this. I mean, how does he fold?
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, is Bryce really check raising the flop with like a king high flush or an ace high flush and then checking the turn?
This play is super tough to do, though, too. Again, to play like a devil's advocate, like how often is somebody check raise bombing it without the nuts, right? Even at this level. So tough to do. I mean, this play that Bryce is doing right now is super tough. Let's look at it. Let's see if he's sweating. Can we zoom in? I mean, he's got to be his heart's got to be pounding out of his chest. He's got to have sweat running down his temple because this is so hard. It looks like it's just nothing. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna check raise shove with third pair. But this is hard to do. And that's why for Josh, he's whoa, I thought I was trapping, but now you're shoving? Holy crap.
I think Josh, the problem is if I was in Josh's spot, I think Bryce's hand, actually, remember, Bryce was the pre-flop raiser. Bryce could actually have a hand like ace-king here with the ace of diamonds.
Mm. Well, and
still play it like this for value because he doesn't think Josh has a flush.
Yeah, and even if he can fathom that maybe somehow he can get Josh to fold a flush. I mean, he has block. He's got the ace, so he knows if he has a flush, it's absolutely not the nuts. But I still, we can ask him after if he thought
he's
there's any
not trying
way.
to get Josh. He's not trying to get Josh to fold a flush. I think he might think. The thing is, I think if Josh has two pair here, I think if Josh rivered two pair with Jack 10 or something like that, I think he folds.
Which is why this is such a great play, but so tough. Josh is trying to say something. Do we hear him? Is he whispering? What's he saying? He calls. He did it.
He does make the call.
Bryce's face is
I mean,
hurt.
Honestly, I think it's a great play by Bryce. I really do. It just, unfortunately for him, Josh checked back that turn with the flush. I don't think a lot of players do that. A lot of players with a smaller flush are just going to be, they're going to want to protect their hand, quote unquote. They're going to bet the turn to protect a little bit, to get value. I don't think Bryce ever put him on a flush. And frankly, I think Bryce gets everything but a flush to fold.
Oh, triple straddle!
We're playing 5, 10, 20, 40, 80. Holy shnikes.
Dogs and cats living together. Oh my God, this game is crazy. I cannot believe the seat 1 is open, the Poker Central seat. We invited the Poker Central fans down here. Somebody from Poker Central has to come fill seat 1. It's saved for the Poker Central fans. This game is 5, 10, 20, 40, 80, with the 20, the 40, and the 80 all being blind straddles.
David Law raised it up quite a bit, actually. He raised it to something, 300, and Josh called. Now David Law is betting on this flop. How much is it? 350, and Josh is calling. They're moving so fast.
David Law's got to know he's in trouble here.
He does check, I think.
But
I think he got a clue.
He has a clue that he's in trouble, but I don't know that he's going to fold. He isn't even thinking about folding.
600 from Josh. He looks like he's thinking about making a move.
Wow. We got levels upon levels, and this thing just started.
And this is what happens when you triple straddle, folks.
The $600 bet from Josh is so big, it doesn't make a lot of sense that he wouldn't have just raised on the flop. David Law is picking up on this. He's like, why bet so big now? Why not just raise the flop?
It's actually only not even half the pot.
Yeah, but it just looks big for a 5-10 game. And David Law does pick up on the fact that if he had a made hand, he should have raised the flop. He's capping him at one pair, and David Law is making the raise to 2,100 here. Oh!
What's Josh saying?
And Josh has had enough of his nonsense. What's he saying? He said, I've seen you. I've seen you. I see into you. I know you. That's what he's saying. I know you. Look at these guys.
Oh!
Look at these guys.
2,100 in a
insane.
Oh!
So, wow. Is David Law going to set him in here?
He has him covered. Josh has 4,000 behind. David has him covered. Holy crap.
David Law is putting him on a pair and a flush draw. That's what he's putting him on here, or a straight draw. And he does just set it in.
3,200. That's almost all of Josh's stack.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Because the thing is, this is what you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen at home. This pot was not straddled, not double straddled. This pot was triple straddled. And it gets the hair on the back of your neck up when a pot's triple straddled. Josh was the triple straddler. He is extremely hard to bluff in this spot. You do not want to bluff a triple straddler. The triple straddler is basically telling you, when he triple straddles, I'm never folding. That's why I'm freaking triple straddling. And David Law is saying, I'm your daddy.
David Law says, I'm going to make you fold.
I'm going to make you fold. That's what he's saying. He's saying, you capped your range when you flagged that flop, and I'm going to make you fold.
Josh is taking a good look at him. This is good. This is
David
good.
Law
Look
just-
at him.
yeah.
Figure it out. Is this real? David Law is giving away nothing. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He
David
just
Law
looks
is
like
old school.
he looks like he's just thinking about his grandma, swinging on a swing, free as a bird.
David Law is the oldest of old school. He's been here. He's done that. He's seen it. He has the T-shirt. He is not afraid at all. He bought him for $10,000 in a 5-10 game, and he's putting the entire $10,000 to work. Josh is also not scared. And
No, did you see David? He got a little bit
He got a
nervous.
little
He
nervous.
got a little nervous when Josh looked like he's going to call, didn't he? Did Josh see that?
yeah, he finally turned his head.
He did. He grabbed his
finally
neck a
turned his
little
head.
bit and said, "Ooh, I'm a little
This
bit
is going to be
nervous."
so epic.
Oh my!
Oh God,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
This is
I need to check my heart rate.
This is going to be so. Look at, they're smiling at each other. They just did the look and smile. Now there's a guy named Zach Elwood who has a book on tells. He says if you can notice a fake smile, it's always a bluff. Look at Josh. Josh is he's pump faking. That was a classic pump fake. He moved the stack of chips forward 1 inch. Can he suss out that David Law's smile was a fake smile? Hard to, because David Law is a cool character.
He obviously wants to call. He obviously
He wants
feels
to call
it.
more than life itself.
Can
wants
he
to call.
trust his instincts? That's the thing. Can he do it?
The question now is, did Harry buy half of his action tonight? He's worried. I don't think so. I think Josh has 100% his action tonight. This is epic.
Okay.
Look at, because now David Law now has entered the realm of giving off false tells. So he's trying to act strong. So basically he's sort of acting out of it. He's saying, like, I'm sort of out of it. That's his attempt at acting strong.
Josh is doing a good job of trying to talk to him.
Josh got him to
You have
talk.
to do this.
Josh got him to talk.
I am really bad at this. When you get yourself in a tough situation like this, definitely look at them, talk to them, try to get them to give away something.
Josh is doing it. He did it! He did it! Oh my God! So epic! Oh my God! This will go down in history! What a sick call! Wow! $11,000, $12,000 pot!
Oh, Josh.
Oh my Lord! Josh freaking Macciello! Oh, he just ironed him out! He just put him on the freaking ironing board and ironed him out! Oh my Lord! Oh my Lord! Oh, he fought the law and the law lost.